晨啊，咁啊喺星期六嘅第二場有五福星角逐泥地賽事，呢匹馬部署都梅花間竹喎，一直喺谷草同埋田泥跑，個表現其實都唔算太差。
係啊，咁其實佢係真係獨欠個頭馬咧，因為始終都係佢喺5班嘅，基本上已經有少少着數，4班佢都會近嘅。咁就輾轉之下咁樣因為佢跑過2次泥地都係上名嘅，咁今次都係俾翻佢跑泥地啦，係。
咁啊，呢匹馬其實係咪喺直路上面嗰個爆發力係個力比較短啲咧？
係啊，佢係唔算係好強嗰個爆發力，不過佢係都可以維持得到嘅。即係你話佢可唔可以再爆多啲？咁佢應該未必係，不過就佢都有一定嘅能力。係即係你話佢係可唔可以拉屎嗰個好強嘅喘勁？應該就唔係嗰啲馬啦。
一檔係好啊，定係還是未必話真係太好咧？
我對佢嚟講絕對好，因為佢過往就算草地都係，如果排內檔有啲遮擋係跑得好好嘅。咁呢場一檔佢就算係佢跳出嚟如果冇人放佢自己可以放都得，有人放佢係跟住放落馬後邊啦。咁就希望呢個檔位真係幫得到佢好大啦，係啦。
一條早晨啊，咁啊喺星期六嘅第6場賽事，你會策騎姚本輝馬房飛輪霸呢匹馬上場初出都幾乎一鳴驚人喎。
咁初出佢跑得比我預期係仲好嘅。
上一場其實喺際遇上都有少少唔好彩，尤其是喺早段都有馬喺內側嗰度燒佢。
係啊，但係佢 handle 到嗰個 pressure 得幾好，佢都係去到 last 先至少少力弱。咁我諗際遇好啲，咁佢會跑得更加好。
咁啊，今場個檔位就亦都同上場唔同啦，抽到個1檔，你預期嘅跑法會係點？同埋佢跑完上一場之後個進步感俾到你係點咧？
佢跑完翻嚟，其實佢仲加 fit 咗。我諗佢第一場跑佢都係啱啱好嘅，有啲狀態。咁而家相信會越跑越好。
Morning, David. Fortune Boy, he is quite a model of consistency. Looks like that even though he stepped up this time, he's still very competitive.
Yeah, look, he just got beat the other day. I think Zach just had to wait a little bit to get the run, and he was fast finishing. I actually thought he won. It was a really good second, and he looks like he's trained on. The extra distance is probably better, so he's going to be a strong chance.
Once again, he will jump from an inside gate. The last time we saw that he didn't have much gate speed.
Yeah, I think as the races get longer, his tactical speed will be better because the tempo is slower. So I'm hoping he can settle a little bit closer, but he'll probably be midfield.
And in race 7, we have an interesting one as winning Seeger. He looks pretty good, promising in Barrier Child, but last time was it a victim of circumstances in Happy Valley?
He drew the outside and he went back and got a bit lost around the valley. But his last 200 was good, and I know he's got a lot more tactical speed than he showed first up. And I think he'll settle in a more handy position and be competitive.
That's what he showed us in his Barrier Trial before his debut. He showed plenty of speed in the Barrier Trials.
Yeah, he's got plenty of speed, and I would expect him to settle probably in the first 5.
Has he come on after his debut?
Most definitely improved.
Andrea, Colourful King is a ride for you coming up on Saturday. He's a very nice horse. You just don't see him very often at Sha Tin, but recent form's been good.
Yeah, there's a lovely horse. He ran his first start on the straight at Sha Tin, and then obviously then David decided to switch him to the valley, which worked out quite nicely. So back here at Sha Tin over 1200, and I don't think the track will be an issue at all.
Do you think the trip sort of comes alike to him? I mean, his best winning form obviously has been over 1,000, but he's run well over 12 the one time he has here. Do you think the trip sort of suits him equally as well?
He looks like this that way. He was a horse that was quite forward going, I think, and David and his staff whoever rides him, they've done a great job actually switching him off. He's a completely different horse now. He had his quirks, and so the vet, took their time and gave him quite nice gaps between races, and the way he's been trotting and the way he's been racing, and the way he's been hitting the line, especially at the Valley the last couple of times, 1200, he's not an issue at all.
Last time out was slightly easier ground. He'd be better on top of the ground, wouldn't he, this horse?
I think so, and it looks like, the track was a little bit slow that day, but I don't know, to me it looks like hopefully the longer straight might just suit him a little bit better now, because like I said, he's relaxed a lot more now, and last time it just it didn't come round the bend as well as it usually does. I think the first few times when I won him, I managed to grab the fence and he had the rail to guide, and we didn't last time, and he just got a little bit lost around the bend. But once he pulled himself together, he really hit the line strong. So I'm hoping the longer straight will really suit him. It's a hot race, but hopefully he can show how good he is. And he's on a young horse, but it's quite nice.
Weekend, just going from strength to strength, this horse, isn't he?
He's getting better, for sure. Early on in his career, he was quite aggressive in his races, and he still has that tendency, but fortunately he's been in a couple of races recently where they've run along a little bit, and that's helped him get into a rhythm, and we've certainly seen the best of him. He's got to carry the weight now as a young horse. It's never easy. He seems to be good in the mornings, so we'll go again.
And has that just been typical of a horse that perhaps needed that time, that education, I suppose, for sort of penny to drop with it?
Well, when they're a little bit immature physically and they're over racing and doing things wrong, they're draining themselves of a lot of their energy, and he was certainly doing that. Physically he's strengthened up a little bit. He's just had the races run to suit, so it's all come together for him, but he still had to go out there and do it, and he's been improving, so hopefully he can get it done again, but next season hopefully he can keep going on with it.
Yeah, for sure. He looks that type, doesn't he? Have you had a chance to sit on him since his last win?
I have, yeah. I worked him on his own, and he worked well, so he's going good.
He reopposes at the second and fourth amongst others. He has got that top weight, as you mentioned. I guess you'd be keen to confirm that form, and would you be confident that he can?
For him, it's going to come down to how the races run. If he's got the tempo there to suit, and he's drawn a little bit awkward, he's not the type of horse I can be firing out of the gates and trying to get him to come back. I've sort of try and fall into a position, and it's an awkward gate just to be relying on a little bit of luck. So we're going to need things to go our way, but if they do, there's no reason to suggest he can't go and do it again.